Hey everyone, this is C Crypto Daily Buzz. Today is April 8th, 2026, and we're looking at how Bitcoin is behaving around renewed ETF inflows, how Asian regulators are tightening the rules for exchanges, and why an old DeFi hack case shows that crypto crime can catch up with people years later. This channel summarizes the most important crypto news for investors in Southeast Asia, including traders and OFWs in the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, and across the region. Issue 1. BTC ETFs. See fresh inflows, but 100K still looks far away. Spot Bitcoin ETFs have logged about $69.6 million of net inflows so far in April, their first stretch of sustained demand since late 2025, bringing 30-day net flows back above roughly 30,000 BTC, and helping to stabilize price in the upper 60K to low 70K range. At the same time, prediction and derivatives markets still price the odds of Bitcoin hitting $100,000 by June 30th at effectively 0%, with traders citing ongoing geopolitical risk and a lack of strong upside catalysts even as ETF interest returns. For traders in Southeast Asia, including those in the Philippines and Vietnam, this points to a market where ETFs are quietly accumulating again. But without the mania or one-way flow, we saw near 97K and 126K last year. My view is that investors and OFWs using remittance flows should treat ETF inflows as a slow burn positive. Issue 2. Asia's licensing standard becomes the default. A new overview of Asian crypto rules highlights how Singapore and Japan now require virtually all crypto players serving their markets, local or foreign-facing, to come under the same licensing, AML, CFT, and cybersecurity standards as domestic exchanges. Singapore's regime forces digital payment token service providers to obtain licenses even if they primarily serve overseas users, while Japan treats Bitcoin and other assets as legal property under the Payment Services Act and requires exchanges to register with the Financial Services Agency and meet strict custody and reporting rules. For investors in Southeast Asia, this means that the default expectation in the region is shifting toward fully registered, supervised venues, particularly for platforms that want stable banking access and institutional clients. In my opinion, traders and long-term holders in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia should check where their main exchanges are regulated and what those licenses actually cover, because that will matter whenever there are outages, hacks, or disputes over client funds. Issue 3. Uranium Finance case shows DeFi crime has a long memory. U.S. prosecutors have charged a Maryland man over 2 hacks on the Uranium Finance DeFi platform in 2021, alleging he stole more than $50 million by exploiting flaws in the project's smart contract reward and verification logic. Court filings say the attacks drained multiple liquidity pools and used mixers to launder funds, eventually forcing Uranium Finance to shut down, and leaving many token holders with permanent losses after they assumed the incident was too old to ever result in arrests. For investors in Southeast Asia, including DeFi users in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia, this shows that even if a protocol hack happened years ago, law enforcement action can still arrive later, and on-chain traces do not simply disappear. My view is that traders and OFWs using DeFi alongside centralized exchanges should remember that chasing very high yields on unaudited or obviously risky protocols can leave a long digital footprint, and authorities are getting better at linking wallets to real-world identities over time. Summary: 1 Bitcoin ETFs show fresh net inflows in April, but markets still see near zero odds of 100K by June. 2 Singapore and Japan are making full licensing and AML CFT supervision the baseline for crypto platforms in Asia. 3. The Uranium Finance case shows DeFi hacks can lead to charges years later, and on-chain crime has a long memory. This video is for information and education only and is not financial advice. All investment decisions and risks are your own responsibility. If this video was helpful, please subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell. And if you want more chart analysis and trading insights, join our free Telegram channel. The link is in the description below. See you in the next one.